Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Ferguson, and today we're going to be talking about Drag Race All Stars Season 10. Sure, that can be my intro. Sure, you belong in federal prison. The queens had to do the lip sync Lollapalooza, and it was the finale. And we're going to be talking all things finale, all things shenanigans, as well as just I'm going to rank the rest of the. I'm going to rank the lip syncs. I'm going to do it a bit differently because, well, I guess I should have taken a little time and ranked them all. This is my last, All Stars video. My plan, so next week I actually get paid, and my plan is to maybe use some of the money that I have to get, a little whiteboard and pins and stuff, and talk about Go Full Haley Whipjack, and talk about All Stars, Riggery and stuff like that. If you guys would be interested, let me know. These Jaffa Cakes, I've had these Jaffa Cakes for a couple months now. And I have to say, yeah, they were about to expire, so I'm kind of glad that I'm probably going to eat the rest of these up at this sitting. My dad got me a Keurig, which has been awesome, right? The first time I've used it. But I don't have any, sugar or creamer to go in my coffee. So right now I'm just drinking straight up black coffee. They're lying. That is not McDonald's coffee. I know, because I used to work there about a year ago, actually, is when I left. Because I would have been starting my previous job. It would have started back already. So, I kind of left on bad terms there, but it's fine. I have a job now that I am, that I can afford rent and payments, and I get to, I have so much money now. Well, I'm getting so much money now that, my benefits and stuff like that are, going away. And that's the thing. I talked about being on Snap previously, and I'm not about to be on that anymore. Unfortunately, I do wish that at least I had it for another month, just so that way I could make sure that I'm financially stable, but it is what it is. I'm making too much money to support that now, so I have to play by the rules and get that cut off, which is fine. But that still doesn't change the fact that I am still probably going to focus more on buying things that are cheaper than buying expensive food. I ate leftovers this morning for breakfast from Euro night that I made a couple nights ago. I don't like the taste of black coffee. I don't know why I'm drinking it. It's cause I wanted something to sip on. And usually I'll have tea or something like that, but let's talk about All Stars. So we finally find out who the everybody enters the workroom, and we are top 7. But not for long, though, because the wild card is inbound. And who should it be but Carrie Colby? I honestly think that this was the best choice, though I really wish that they had introduced Carrie at the 10th place. Right? That way we got more episodes with Carrie and a lot more of that. Because right now, what it feels like is there's a stranger in our house coming in, and then she's not going to win the season, you know? Now, I hope for All Stars 11 they've learned that they need to come in on the jump and not on when it really was, because when it was this time, so that way it's more balanced and we get more of an episode with the people. I don't know. I also would have liked to have seen Mistress and Carrie battle it out more. Anyway, the final challenge is the Lollapalooza, and each queen has to go up against each other, and they have to rate a queen on how the matchups are going to go. And I think that this is a fun twist on it, but it's a twist. You have to have. They had to have had some twist on this All Stars season, and part of it was this. Now, I don't really think that the voting was necessarily correct, because I think Aja and Georges kind of were the queens that were like the most voted for, and then Ginger Minj was. But I think that they wanted to put who they wanted to put with together. I also find it quite odd that the queens that won the lip syncs prior chose the songs. Every single time. There were two balls in the hopper. They got to choose, the queen that ended up winning the lip sync got to choose the song until it was the final two lip syncs. So let's get into this, because there's a lot of things to talk about. So, part one, song one is, well, here's the list of songs. We have Disease by Lady Gaga, Joyride by Kesha, Raise Your Glass by Pink, Party Lights by Natalie Cole, Show Me How You Burlesque by Christina Aguilera, and Whenever, Wherever by Shakira. I think this is the first ever Shakira lip sync on Drag Race, which is cool. And it's also the first ever Kesha lip sync on Drag Race, which I also think is cool. Don't do that. Ow! Evil. I hit her first, so I didn't hit her, I just popped her butt because she was doing something. She was doing something bad. Before we talk about this, though, I do want to say that our little community, the people that constantly comment on my videos and stuff like that. Who wants her? Who wants Marcy? Go away. Shoo. Clean your butt. Go away. Nobody wants you. She did this to me yesterday. I love you, but go away. Go eat your dinner. Our little community, that, like, the people who constantly comment on my videos, who watch my videos, thank you. It means a lot. I don't do this full time. Obviously, I have a full time job that I go to every day, and I usually only do one YouTube video a week. Which, who knows if that's gonna change or not. I kind of hope it doesn't, but you know, that could change. You might not see me for a little bit, but you know, or maybe my schedule will change. Considering the fact that now I'm not bound by the Friday only stuff, I might do Mondays or Tuesdays. You know, it may be Fridays. I don't know. Or it may just be when I have a day off. But my goal, I think, for next season of Drag Race is to maybe get a camera, save up enough money to get a camera, and start recording and maybe have like guests to talk about the episodes. And by guests, I mean maybe my brother and mom. Though, to be frank, my mom has a job where I don't really think that that's going to necessarily be a great thing for her, so might not be that great. But, you know, so let's talk about this episode. So the first lip sync is Ginger Minj, who was put at seed 1 versus Carrie Colby, who was put at seed 8. I think that what they were doing was who has the best track record, who has the worst track record. Put them together. What you got? Bibbidi boppity boo. In Ginger, I think there were only a certain amount of songs that she could have won. And I don't think that any of them were really in her wheelhouse. But we've seen before, like with Susie Toot, where she was able to do really well with the songs that they gave her by just being fabulous. So it doesn't really surprise me that Ginger was able to do what she did this episode. So she chooses Disease by Lady Gaga, and I think that's a new Lady Gaga song. I'm pretty sure it's on the Abracadabra soundtrack situation. I'm gonna be completely real here. I've listened to Abracadabra, and I've listened to Disease now. And I like Lady Gaga, don't get me wrong. Remember in Ant Farm where she was called Madame Goo? That was funny. That was a funny coincidence. But I haven't really listened to the new Lady Gaga stuff. I stopped really listening to her when she did the Star Is Born shenanigans. Because Shallow was everywhere, and I was like... and then she did Rain on Me, and I was like, hold on now, wait a minute. She's coming back. She can come back from the straights. And she has. She's gone full throttle back into being a gay icon. But I was scared for a minute there. I was like, ooh. What has Bradley Cooper done to her? Ginger's lip sync style is... She doesn't do splits, dips, tricks, or shenanigans. She's like me. Like, I think about it all the time, because of course I do. Of course, everybody else does. I was on the show. What I would have done. And I don't really try, cut to me trying to tell a drag queen how to do their art. But I don't really claim to know everything about fashion and all of that. But, like, with my lip sync style, like, when I'm home alone, and I do this sometimes, and I'm listening to songs, and I lip sync them a little bit, I never, like, I have knee problems. I could never do what these queens do. But also, I feel like the tricks, splits, and shenanigans only get you so far. You gotta understand what the song is giving. I agree with Irene. Carrie Colby should have taken the little bun that she had up here, taken it out, and swung her ponytail, because Sasha Colby is her mom. Sasha Colby sells ponytails. The fuck you mean that Carrie Colby... Nepo baby. She could have just grabbed one of her mom's ponytails, said, listen, Mom, going out, I'm gonna go back to All Stars. I'm gonna win this for you by clipping on your ponytail, and I'm gonna swing it like you did during I'm in Love with a Monster. I think that Carrie Colby does not lip sync well. She just doesn't. There's a part of her that's almost too pretty to lip sync. And I think that on season 14 it really showed when she did play. Because I thought Alyssa Hunter won that lip sync. And then Jasmine Kennedy threw her shoe up into the air during Unbreak My Heart, the Hex Hector Toilet Bowl remix, or whatever the fuck. Because I've listened to Unbreak My Heart. And it's a slow song, and I don't understand why they decided to do that to Miss Toni Braxton. But back to the matter at hand, I just wrote corn. There's no dairy, and it comes out the way you put it in, RuPaul. That's from Bob the Drag Queen. I like the non sequiturs. I like the fact, speaking of which, that y'all don't seem to mind my psychobabble at all. Y'all are like, yeah, this is what he does. I can just imagine somebody showing somebody my video, and then they don't understand any of the context that's going on, and it's like, oh no, that's what he does. It's fabulous. Did you know that Carol Channing was in Thumbelina as Mrs. Fieldmouse, and she had a song called "Marry the Mole"? A lot of people ask also who I would have done for Snatch Game, and I go back and forth all the time. I can do Carol Channing, but I can only do her when she's singing, like "Marry the Mole." I can do that, but I can't really do like her speaking voice, except for raspberries. I can't really do her that well. I would want to do Martin Short as Jiminy Glick. You know, if you've seen Martin Short as Jiminy Glick, he's like a little conservative a bit, and he's like, he has a fat suit, and that's what he does. Either that, or like, also I could have also done, you know, Gypsy Rose Lee. I think I've already mentioned that. Let's talk about Disease more. Ginger won the lip sync. She was controlled. She does what she does best. She commands the stage. And I also think that this was a very easy way to get Carrie Colby out. And that's why it sucks that they didn't put Carrie Colby at number 10. You know, that way we could have had a whole 3 episodes more of Carrie Colby, and then this wouldn't have been as disappointing as it was, you know? But Carrie gets to go sit down. She gets to be the Tsunami Muses Afters thing. And we go on to the next thing. Lydia Butthole Collins versus Irene the Alien. And they have to lip sync, and they're going to lip sync to Joyride by Kesha. And I know this is a drag staple. I'm going to be completely real, I'd never heard it before. I'm not really that big of a Kesha fan, because TikTok was everywhere. No, it is still, but the song that made Kesha, I think, really famous was TikTok. And it was just the tea. Little non sequitur. Do you know what I have back here? I've been meaning to show this off, but got a little elephant. I have multiples of little elephants. I've had this little man since I was 5. He came from my dad's house. He's the best thing ever. I love him. He used to have a little guy that would sit up top here. I think one of my dad's dogs from way back in the day ate him. So he's not there anymore, but what is here is, little man. And he just stays up here. This is also kind of my snack table. You can kind of tell how old he is, too, because he's got the little, like, he's seen a few things. Love ya. I got a bunch of stuff back here. I got, and all of them are elephants. That's the thing. My favorite animals are elephants. So I have a bunch of elephants. I have an entire thing on my mantle that has elephants on it. I have two elephants from a trip to the Bahamas that I took in 2016. They're two, like, there's a baby one and a big one, and I haggled the hell out of them so that way I didn't have to pay anything. I also have, like, Happy Meal toys that I've been meaning to get rid of. Like, I have one of Scuttle from The Little Mermaid, but not, let's see it back here, but not good Scuttle from The Little Mermaid. I have two of them. And it's just Miss Aquafina Scuttle. Anyway, we're going to talk about Joyride by Ketchup. Being the first ever Kesha song, kind of crazy. I thought that TikTok, Praying, or even Dinosaur, Sugar and Spice need to do that one. But, like, I thought it was a good little song. I thought that Lydia did the best out of the two. Irene proceeded to fall during it, so that knocked her out of the running straight away. I feel bad. Let's talk about Irene's, like, run throughout the thing, because Carrie was the wild card, so I don't really have a lot to say about her. Irene's mission was simple. She won all three of her challenges in her bracket. Marcy, hey. Hey. The fuck are you doing? Okay, just lay down. Please. Her mission was simple. She won all three episodes on her bracket. And then just kind of flatlined. And that's okay, because it got her to the finale. But I feel as though, like, if we had had more episodes with Irene, it would have been a lot better than what it ended up being with her, if that makes sense. I love Irene Dubois, or Irene the Alien. I think that she did great this season. But hey. Oh, now you want to drink water. You spent all day yesterday. I filled up that bowl for you, and you proceeded to flip it upside down, and now you want to drink out of it. Albeit, it is a dog bowl. But, you know, like, it has eat, bark, repeat on it. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen Marceline bark before. Anyway, Lydia gets to move forward. Ginger and Lydia are moving forward. And let's talk about lip sync number 3, Aja versus Georges. And Georges gets to pick, and she picks Party Lights. I will be completely honest, this was the only song that I hadn't heard of before the season. Before the episode. And I have to say that when I looked it up, when I saw that it was on the list and I looked it up, I was underwhelmed. I think that this song was okay. Honestly, neither one of them really did that great during it. But I do think that Georges did better than Aja. I like Georges and Aja, but I feel like this matchup was kind of weird. I think it should have been Georges Daya, Aja Bosco, or Aja Daya, Georges Bosco, or Bosco Irene, Aja Carrie. Like, it should have been matchups where it, like, was kind of like who was beefing with who's zooming who, I guess, you know. But Party Lights, it was a good lip sync. Georges won. Marcy. Thank you. Georges won. It was fine. They did a good job. Aja's main goal was to fall back in love with drag. She came in, she was legendary, but I think out of the three queens that came back, she was not a RuPaul favorite. RuPaul likes her, but I don't think that she was RuPaul's like go-to. Oh, this bitch is sickening. Let's give her $1,000,000. You know, Marceline. No. You were the reason that my blinds are currently broken. You were gonna get your ass handed to you. No bites. No bites. Yeah, go. 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 Let's talk about lip sync number 4, which was Bosco versus Daya. And the two songs that I think both of them would have gone for were Bosco, Show Me How You Burlesque, Daya Betty, Raise Your Glass. And it was just the who's gonna pick what, whose ball is gonna be chosen. And I always have this fantasy of me going up against somebody and me going, actually, let's let them pick the song. I don't want to pick the song. I want them to pick the song. Like, I wish somebody would have done that here, but it's fine. Daya gets emotional on the main stage because, like, she and Bosco come from the same season, and Bosco and her have really bonded, and yada yada yada. And I also think that Daya knows straight up she's not going to win. I think that she has resigned herself to the fact that she's not going to win, and that's fine. Bosco ends up getting to choose the song, and of course it's Show Me How You Burlesque. I love this song. I really think that, though, that it would have worked better as a finale lip sync song or a beginning lip sync song. Like, at the start of a season or the start of a bracket, just to show, like, this is what we're going up against. I thought Daya Betty did better than Bosco, but Bosco's whole feather fan routine was just cunt. Every single time that she did anything, it was she's beautiful. When she hit herself, when she had the thing on there, and then she revealed like her body and all that, fabulous. She did such an amazing job with what she needed to do. And Daya kept up. But I feel like for Show Me How You Burlesque, you need to burlesque a bit. And Daya wasn't really ready for that. Also, Daya Betty was wearing these contacts that were wackadoo. Bosco wins, and she gets moved forward with Daya Betty sashaying away. Daya kind of became unmemorable for me after her bracket. It was kind of like, yeah, she's here. Okay. Like, she wasn't horrible, but she could have done a hell of a lot better than what she did. I think that on any other All-Star season, she probably would have been praised, but considering the fact that this top 4 was kind of the top 4 that I think people had realized early on, I don't think that Daya really stood a chance. Anyway, Ginger and Bosco get to go up against each other, so they explained that this is a seeded bracket. And I'm glad that they explained what the fuck that was. Because RuPaul said it like, ah ha ha, and I'm like, ah ha ha ha, what? Ru, you can't just say words. You gotta, actually, yeah, you can. You're RuPaul, but like, gotta explain yourself. And Irene said, okay, let me explain how this works to you people, because y'all don't know. So Ginger has to go up against Bosco now, and Ginger gets to choose the song, and she chooses "Raise Your Glass." And I just distinctly remember my brother singing this in front of my grandmother and saying the words "panty snatcher" in front of my grandmother. My grandmother is just sitting there like, while he's singing this, and we keep on reminiscing about it, because my brother goes, "I thought I did something there." I'm like, "You did. You traumatized our grandmother." Um, I like this song. It was used on Glee at one point. My mom put it on her iPod Shuffle. iPod Shuffle. Which is wild to me. It's wild to me that the iPod Shuffle, like I need to find my iPod Shuffle. I had a little silver one, and we would skip and skip and skip the songs that we were listening to because we didn't want to listen to them. And we had like heard it on the radio by Ross Lynch, and we had a couple of Queen songs. I bet I know every single song that was on our thing. But Raise Your Glass was on there, and it was because we had watched the Glee Project. It's just a good little song. I like it. We had Rocketeer by Far East Movement too. God, and we also had like the whole cast album of Annie. Listen, I don't know what we were on back in the day, but my mom had like an iPod Nano, and one time, as she was running one day at the gym, Be Prepared came on, and she had to stop because she was cackling so much. Because it was like, I never thought hyenas essential, and she's trying to run. But Raise Your Glass is a good lip sync song. That would have been immediately the song I should have chosen. That or Show Me How You Burlesque. Like, I would have been like, yep, these are the songs that I want. I think that Ginger did better than Bosco did because, again, her movements and stuff like that. I think that Bosco was okay. But I think that she was trying to go so far cunt that it wasn't. That it ended up kind of working against her. Let's talk about Lydia and Georges having to do the Shakira song whenever, wherever. Lydia explained that Shakira was like her idol growing up. And I wouldn't have known that if she hadn't have said it, because Georges was Shakira on that stage. She gave it everything, and I really enjoyed Georges' performance of it. I like this song, but I don't necessarily think that I could do it justice. You know, I think you have to have the Georges like body, or you know, a Jada Sophia body, where it's just like more effortless for you. But yeah, Georges wins the lip sync. Good for Georges. We get to the final lip sync. Ginger Minj versus Georges. Ginger Minj is Hey, Marcy, that is Seashell? Absolutely not. Hit her, get her, Seashell. Retaliate. Seashell, you're okay. Right. Go. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Get yoinked. Wherever, born to be together. Alright. Stay. stay, I'll put you in the box of shame. I don't have one of those. I need to get one of those. Then you'll be put in the box of shame. Which you'll immediately jump out of, because I don't torture my cats like that. The only thing I torture them with is kisses. She hates me right now. She is going, her tail is going a mile a minute, and I don't like that. Leave me be. Leave me be. Thank you. I don't like it. I don't like when Marcy stares at me like that. Well, go away. Go, chew on one of my Squishmallows. I don't know. If you hit me, swear to the Lord above, I'm not gonna be too pleased. Let's talk about this final lip sync, because we've done 36 minutes of me being Miss Yammerpuss over here. Go away, thank you. Go away. Thank you. Have a nice day, Marcy. The final lip sync song is It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls. I like this song because honestly, good. I'm glad that we're getting back into the old school drag stuff. Like, Natalie Cole is old school drag. Of course, I remember Dita Ritz's This Will Be an Everlasting Love. But, and plus Natalie Cole's not with us anymore. Also, Connie Francis isn't with us anymore. Pretty Little Baby, and the other songs that I definitely know the names of, but I'm just not thinking clearly about them. That's kind of sad, because I liked Connie Francis. I also like Natalie Cole. But we got It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls, and it's a great song. I've listened to it. I like it. And Ginger, I think, pulls the correct amount of doing what she does best. I saw a tweet, of course I did, about somebody saying they didn't feature Jorgeous at all in the lip sync. And yeah, they did. They did. The problem with Jorgeous is that Jorgeous was doing too much. And that is the story of the day. That is the story of the season. The reason that people keep on winning against these people that are great lip syncers is because they do too much. With Denali, it was because she was trying to emulate what she did previously. With Jorgeous, I think it was out of desperation. Both of them needed to slow down and hit the beats that they were supposed to hit. But, of course, everybody's they tore, oh my god. And it's no, they didn't. They were okay. But, if I was looking at Jorgeous versus Ginger, and it was It's Raining Men, and Ginger performed the way that she performed, and Jorgeous performed the way she performed, I would have been looking at Ginger. The only time that Jorgeous did something that I was like, yep, this is a good thing, is when she did the dip, which I knew was going to happen. When she went, It's Raining Men, down. Love that. But I think that they needed to have taken something from the Mistress Isabel Brooks School of Drag, where during Tell It to My Heart, where if you have these older songs especially, it is not all about bam 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 boom 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 boom. Let me go over here. Let me do. It's about control and knowing the lyrics and getting out a story. And again, I think that Jorgeous and Denali both didn't do the assignment correctly. With Denali, it was flip. Let me emulate what I did great the first time. But again, with Denali's lip sync the first time, that one she provided story clues to it. With Denali, with See You Again, it was let me do everything that I can do to try to like save myself. And it's like I don't care. You know, it does not matter. And with Georges in this lip sync, she did fine. I would have tipped her 20, but like, to be honest, I was more interested in seeing what Ginger was doing. She was acting out everything. She was doing the song. She was standing on business. Why did I do the little Rumpelstiltskin comes with a price from Once Upon a Time? Don't know. Don't ask me. Lydia and Bosco. Let me explain their situation before I reveal who the winner is. Because I could have said all this and then, told you. I think with Bosco, she came back to show who she really was. I think on season 14 she was confident, but I think that confidence carried her to the top 5, but no further. I think with Bosco this season, she was confident. She had the boobs, she had the face, she had the body. Bosco did great. And I would have been fine with her being in the top 2. With Lydia, I think she came back so soon, but proved so much that she could be a good entertainer. So with that being said, both of them should be very proud of themselves, especially Lydia. However, we gotta talk about Georges. Because the winner of Drag Race All-Stars 10 is Ginger Minj. Yes! I'm sorry, like, I know people are, like, devastated by this news, but, like, I woke up this morning, and the first thing I did, it was like 4 a.m., because I couldn't sleep. I was too excited. I was nervous. I didn't know who was going to win All-Stars, and I wanted it to be Ginger. And I checked X, just to see. And there was somebody complaining about Ginger's win. And yeah, it got spoiled for me. But, like, looking down at that, I cried actual tears. Let's talk about Georges, because Georges, stick with me. Should have been Bosco and Ginger in the top 2. Let me explain to you why. It would have rounded out both of their storylines. I feel like Georges was a great choice for this season, but the reason she didn't win was because, honestly, it's Georges. She is going to have such an amazing career after this, being the loser of this season, and she's gonna get to do this. But I don't think that there's anything that I can say that I didn't say back on All Stars 9. I think that it was way too soon for her to come back again to All Stars. And the fact that she made it to the top 2 proves how good she is at Drag Race. But let's talk about Ginger Minj, because honestly, I'm just the Cheshire Cat. I'm beaming ear to ear. She won. She won. It blows my mind. Ginger Minj is in my top 3 drag queens of all time, behind Jinx Monsoon, Bianca Del Rio. Then it goes Safira Cristal, Jujubee, and Sasha Colby. I love Sasha Colby, but yeah, those are kind of like my. And then Mercedes Iman Diamond is number 7. Then I'll just explain my top 10. Then Anya, Susie, and was number 10. Honestly, BB Zahara Benet. Yeah. And that's not even counting international queens, because I love Marina Summers, Jimbo, Lawrence Chaney, Michaela Couture. And you can tell probably how excited I am. Once I get money, I'm gonna maybe buy some tickets to see Jujubee, Saphira, and Ginger in the Hocus Pocus thing, like in September maybe, if I have the money. If not, well, I just miss out on it. But that's fine. But it means a whole lot to me that they crowned Ginger. And I know that everybody's gonna say it was rigged, and yeah, it probably was. It was. But it was also rigged for Shay, Jimbo, Chad Michaels, Alaska, Trinity Tuck, Jinx Monsoon. I think that Kylie was the only, and Monet were the only two, and Trixie were the only three winners, and Angeria, nope, four winners, where it was like, yeah, I can kind of see it going either way. And 2026 is my year. Both the queens that I wanted to win, though I think I also wanted Susie or Hormona to win, but didn't, it's fine, won their respective seasons. And now I can just not care. I've seen the rumored All Stars 11 cast, and honestly, I don't care who wins that one. Because none of the queens there I really am drawn to. None of the queens I'm really, as adamant about winning as I was with Ginger. Ginger has that it factor. And I feel like if they weren't trying to do something with Violet Chachki the original season, Ginger would have won. Or trying to prove that, how do I put this without sounding transphobic? Because honestly, Kylie did deserve her win on All Stars 6. I think if Kylie and Raja, I think Ginger was the best pick after Kylie and Raja. Right? If it wasn't Kylie, then it should have been Raja. It should have been Raja first, and then Kylie, then Ginger. But I think that they were trying to diversify that Hall of Fame a whole lot more, and I'm glad they did, because it allowed queens like Willow Pill and Sasha Colby to be a part of Drag Race's legacy. And I think that that's great. But since 2021, I've wanted Ginger to have a crown. Since her original season, I wanted her to have a crown. And she has proven that she has what it takes to be an All-Stars winner, and nobody could do it better. Ginger, I love you. I'm so glad. I'm going to have to do the ranking another time because it is Miss 48-minute mark, and frankly, I got work at 2, and it is currently 10, and this coffee is hitting like a semi-truck. So I better go, but just know that whoever the winner was, I would have been happy. I would have been fine if it was George, so I would have been devastated inside. But I feel like after Nymphia Wind won, I've learned to take things with a grain of salt. And I really look into wanting to know why a queen won. And either way, I would have been all smiles, and I would have been happy. And I still would have uplifted Ginger even if she lost, and I would have uplifted Georges if she had won. So, everybody, send love to the queen that you want to send love to. Don't send hate. Send hate to Marcy. Because right now, Marcy is doing something that is going to put her in the box of despair. Thank you. I have this idea that I want to start doing Pokemon content. I have a Nintendo 3DS that I have Sun and Pokemon Sun, Pokemon X, and I also have one of those cartridges that have all the other games on them. It's like a smorgasbord of games. So if you guys are interested in me doing a Nuzlocke or something like that, I'd have to find time to record and do the Nuzlocke and then do a video on it. I don't really know how I would do it. Maybe I need to do the whiteboard stuff. But let me know. I'll do the ranking sometime next week. I'll get all my thoughts together and put it in a thing. And yeah, season 18 comes out next year. All Stars 11 comes out next year. There's no other really big Drag Race content that I can cover without buying a subscription to Represents Plus, and I have $2 in my bank account right now, so that is not going to work for me. You guys have a not blessed day. That's religious. Y'all have a mercy kind of day. Choose violence. Why not? Seashell. She's looking at me like she fucking hates me. Come here. Anyway, bye guys. I will see you guys later, hopefully next week. Bye.